woman, won't you pardon me, pretty woman? I couldn't help but see, pretty woman, that you look lovely as can be. Are you lonely just like me? Wow. Pretty woman, stop a while. Pretty woman, talk a while. Pretty woman, give your smile to me. Pretty woman, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty woman, look my way. Pretty woman, say you'll stay with me. 'Cause I need you, I'll treat you right. Come with me, baby, be mine tonight. Pretty woman, don't walk on by. Pretty woman, don't make me cry. Pretty woman, don't walk away. Hey, okay, if that's the way it must be, okay. I guess I'll go on home, it's late. There'll be tomorrow night, but wait, what do I see? Is she walking back to me? Yes, she's walking back to me. Oh, pretty woman.
Each day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy to have a girl like her. Is truly a dream come true. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to you. But it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me. Soon we'll be married and raise a family. Oh yeah. A cozy little home out in the country with 2 children, maybe 3. I tell you, I can't visualize it all. This couldn't be a dream, for to real it all seems. But it was just my imagination once again running away with me. Tell you it was just my imagination running away with me. Every night on my knees I pray, dear Lord, hear my plea. Don't ever let her
Brothers and sisters, please find your seat. We will begin our program shortly. Please find a seat. If a seat is unavailable, the show is in the Cascades Ballroom next door. The doors are open and waiting.
Once again, running away with me. Oh, tell you it was just my imagination. Running away with me. I never know that I can't forget it. Just my imagination. Yeah. Running away with me. Just my imagination.
You are far when I could have been your star. You listen to people who scared you to death, and from my heart, strange that you were strong enough to even make a start. You'll never find the peace of mind till you listen to your heart. People, you can never change the way they feel. Better let them do just what they will, for they will. If you let them steal your heart from you, people will always make a lover feel a fool. But you knew I loved you. We could have shown them all. We should have seen love through. Fooled me with the tears in your eyes, covered me with kisses and lies. So bye, but please don't take my heart. You are far. I'm never gonna be your star. I'll pick up the pieces and mend my heart. Strange that I was wrong enough to think you'd love me too. You must have been kissing a fool. I said you must have been a kissing a fool. But remember this, every other kiss that you'll ever give, long as we both live, when you need the hand of another man, when you really can't surrender, well, I will wait for you.
Brothers and sisters, please take your seats. Our program is about to begin.
That can compare with any other. You are far when I could have been your star. You listened to people who scared you to death, and from my heart, strange that I was wrong enough to think you'd love me too. You must have been kissing a fool. You must have been kissing a fool. You must have been kissing.
We are assembled here to witness the installation ceremonies for the newly elected officers of the Grand Airy and the Grand Auxiliary of the Fraternal Order of Eagles. Will the Madam Chairman, past Grand Madam President Penny Skinner, Please advise if everything is in readiness.
We are ready for the ceremony.
Please retire to the anteroom and present the installing officers before this station.
Kind of place of happy hours, buy one get one free. We save our nickels in a jar. Here you go. In case of rainy days or something breaks, and that's just who we are. Who we are is a bunch of cloth and cold ones after work. Who we are is trucker hats and ball teams on our shirt. Who we are is little towns and big time Friday nights.
Installing Grand Officers. By virtue of your appointments, you are herein designated and described as deputies of the Grand Worthy President and the Grand Madam President. We greet you and welcome you on this occasion. The installing Grand Officers will take their stations. Oh, and you already said your part then. Oop, let me get out of the way.
My turn?
Yeah, I believe so.
Get on the other page. Do that one.
Installing Grand Conductor. There you go.
There, right there. Where? Right here? Right there. The installing Grand Conductors will escort the officers-elect and the Grand of the Grand Area and the Grand Auxiliary to the places for them, places reserved for them.
Presenting our state flags. Canadian flag, Steve Welcher, New Westminster, British Columbia, number 20. Arizona, Frank Drozanowski, Osborne, 2843.
I am an eagle, let me spread my wings across this wondrous land and stand for all good things, for strength and hope integrity. Oh, let our hearts be proud and free. Take my hand and come with me where eagles fly for liberty, truth and justice, equality.
The Fraternal Order of Eagles Grand Justices: Steve Silvestro, Kissimmee 4048, escorted by past Grand Junior past worthy president Ron Maltz, Faribault, number 1460, escorted by his wife, Maureen. Junior past Madam President Gloria Williams, Tigard number 4, escorted by Dan Thompson.
This may be our last good night together. We may never pass this way again. Just let me enjoy it till it's over or forever. Please don't tell me how the story ends.
Grand Worthy President-elect Brian Rogers, Sunny Slope 2957, escorted by his wife, Colleen.
Oh, yeah.
stream as I hollered at an old blues tune. We can't sign your son, cause you don't fit in the mold. It's your hair and your nose and your clothes.
Grand Madam President-elect Brenda Garrick Lethbridge 2100, escorted by Paul Barnell.
She grew up watching hockey with her daddy on Saturday nights. He taught her how to tire skate. Brothers taught her how to fight. She can wear high heels or flannel. She can look
Grand Worthy
sexy.
Vice President Rick Powell, Tip City, Ohio, number 2201, escorted by his wife, Alma.
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer. Hey, Mr. Bartender, looky here. Bring another scotch and a bourbon and beer. I gotta get drunk, get it off of my mind. How all week I've had a bad time. One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
Grand Madam Vice President Elaine Regi Carlisle 1299, escorted by her husband, Jerry.
Got me headed in a new direction. Got no reason to turn around. Ain't no looking back or second guessing. It's time to find what love is really all about, and know the distance that our hearts lead us on, all the way to forever tonight. Can't resist it.
Grand Worthy Chaplain Danny Jones, Indiana Shoals 2142, escorted by Donna Weber.
When I die and the limit to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best.
Grand Madam Chaplain Rebecca Pelkey, Milton 4218, escorted by Sean Luther.
Footsteps walking with me, footsteps I cannot see, but every move I make and every step I take, I know they're there with me. They walk with me all the way, beside me day by day, through good and bad, through happy and sad. Those footsteps won't go away. I'll never
Grand
walk
Airy
alone.
Secretary Charles Cunningham, Portage Lakes 2736, escorted by Hope Mickle.
Return to sender. I gave a letter to the postman. He put it in his sack. Bright and early next morning, he brought my letter back. She wrote upon it, return to sender. Address unknown. No such number
Grand Auxiliary Secretary Annie Taylor, escorted by her husband Andy Androde. Grand Auxiliary Treasurer Arlene Giacomozzi from Weymouth, 2899, escorted by her husband Edward.
I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay. Ain't it sad? And still there never seems to be a single penny left for me. That's too bad. In my dreams, I have a plan. If I got me a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work at all. I'd fool around and have a ball. Money, money, money.
Grand Worthy Conductor Bill Stotko, Everett number 13, escorted by his wife, Carrie.
Listen, folks, the train is leaving about 2 minutes on track 29.
Hi there, Taze, what you say? Step aside, partner, it's my day. Bend an ear and listen to my version of a really sorry Tennessee excursion. Pardon me, boy, is this a Chattanooga choo-choo? Yes,
Grand Madam Conductor D. Threadgill, Chickashaw, 4070, escorted by her husband, Scott.
I know you get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. My little baby sister can do it with ease. It's easier than learning your ABC. So come on and do the locomotion with me. You got to swing your hips now. Come on, jump up, jump back. Oh, well, I think you got tonight. Whoa, whoa, now that you can do it.
Grand Trustee Chuck Weber, Wyoming number 306, escorted by his wife, Lorraine.
Hey now, you better listen to me, every one of you. We got a lot of work to do. Forget about your women and that water can. Today you're working for the man. Well, pick up your feet, we got a deadline to meet. I'm gonna see you make it on time. Now don't relax, I want elbows and backs. I wanna see everybody from behind. 'Cause you're working for the man, working for the man. Gotta make him a hand when you're working for the man.
Grand Auxiliary Trustee Becky Wilson, Springfield, 3934, escorted by Bob Bradford. Grand Trustee Peter Akers, Folsom 929, escorted by Cindy Raines.
Out in the country past the city limit sign where there's a honky-tonk near the county line. The joint starts jumping every night when the sun goes down. They got whiskey, women, music and smoke. It's where all the cowboy folk go to boot, scoot, boogie. I got a good job, I work hard for my money. When it's quitting time, I hit the door running. I fire up my pickup truck.
Grand Auxiliary Trustee Kim Hadesick, number 2715, escorted by her husband, John.
Ain't Mary Jane, ain't Lucy in the sky. I got no reason to feel this high. I just stand, 'cause I can. I got my feet on the ground and my eye on the promised land. There ain't no rain cloud crying on my sweet parade. No, there ain't no rain cloud crying on my sweet parade.
Grand Trustee David Wooster, Michigan 629, escorted by his wife, Norma.
Sometimes I think life is just a rodeo. The trick is to ride, make it to the bell. But there is a place sweet as you will ever know. In music and love, things you never tell. See it in their face.
Grand Auxiliary Trustee Mary Gutierrez, Area 2811, escorted by her daughter, Jessica.
And she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down.
Grand Trustee John Boyd, Cape Girardeau, number 3775, escorted by his wife, Pam.
Making a living the old hard way, taking and giving my day by day. I did snow and rain and bright sunshine.
Grand Auxiliary Trustee Holly Nemi, Rugby 3834, escorted by her husband, Paul.
Solid as a rock, priceless as they come, raised out of the dust. You're tender and you're tough, just shining in the sun. Brilliant under pressure, sharper than a knife. A not so hidden treasure, deserve to hear forever. Who's holding you tonight? Baby, you're a diamond.
Grand inside guard, Ray Measle, Area 3912, escorted by his wife, Phyllis. Grand Auxiliary inside guard, Tara Florentin, Kansas 2700, escorted by her husband Les.
Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door and let him in.
Grand Auxiliary outside guard, Heather Callahan, Coeur d'Alene 3486, escorted by Mel Wood.
Find out what they were doing inside there. Had to find out what they were trying to hide there. So I walked up and knocked 3 times and the door just opened wide. And this is what was going on inside.
I know you won't believe me when I tell you what's behind the strange door. But I'm gonna tell you so you'll know just what's behind the strange door. But you've got to promise when I tell you what's behind the strange door that you'll never breathe it to another soul.
Brothers and sisters, your Grand Madam President, Jackie Marble, Sunny Slope 2957, escorted by her husband, Tom.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that
brothers and sisters, presenting your grand worthy president, Dave Smith, Rosalind number 10, Penticton number 4281, escorted by Brenda Craig.
Say from there. Yeah.
Grandworthy President, in accordance with your instructions.
Gotta go to the microphone.
Yelling my heart out. Grandworthy President, in accordance with your instructions, the duly elected officers of the Grand Airy and the Grand Auxiliary have assumed their places.
It is only proper that we offer our thanks to our Heavenly Father. Will everyone please rise and remain standing while the installing chaplain offers us a prayer?
Our Father, who art in heaven, we ask for your divine guidance to assist these brothers and sisters that have about to be undertake the responsibility of directing our Eagles organization through these most turbulent times. We ask that you bless these officers that we have chosen with the wisdom and determination to fulfill the obligation they have undertaken. Dear Lord, we also ask that you watch over and bless the vast membership of our great organization as we struggle to survive in these turbulent times that has fallen upon us. We ask that you watch over our police and emergency responders as they confront those that are doing the devil's evil deeds, and to protect the members of our armed forces throughout the universe that make it possible for us to assemble here today. For we know that freedom is not free. We ask these things in the Lord's name. Amen.
Please remain standing while the Grand Madam Conductor leads us in the American Pledge of Allegiance.
will now call upon Brother Jim Roberts to give the lead us in the Canadian pledge.
I swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heirs and successors, and that I will faithfully observe the laws of Canada and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen. So help me God.
Delegates and friends, as the duly authorized installing officers, the Grand Madam President and I will advise that these are the officers that have been elected by the Grand Airy and the Grand Auxiliary for the ensuing term. It is my duty now to determine if it is your satisfaction with the choice you have made. If you are, please signify by saying yes. Let's hear that again. Okay, that's better. We will now proceed with the formal installation ceremony. Grand Airy officers-elect, you will please rise. You will place your right hand over your heart. I shall recite the pledge of office. After I have concluded, if you are willing to accept the pledge, you will so affirm. Pledge of office. I fully realize the great responsibilities that is mine, that much of the future welfare of our beloved order and the fraternity destiny of our devoted members will be in a large part of the determination by the manner in which you perform my duties as a Grand Airy officer. I promise and swear that I will give to this order, as to one of the great Grand Airy officers, the full measure of my devotion and ability, and I will uphold the laws, Constitution, and statutes of the Grand Airy. By my zeal and conduct, I will inspire others to the accomplishments of our great purpose. My brothers, if you accept this pledge, you will now repeat after me. I do accept this pledge.
I do accept this pledge.
And I will observe it.
And I will observe it.
So help me God.
So help me God.
It's you now. Please be seated.
Grand Auxiliary officers-elect, you will please rise. You will place your right hand over your heart, and I shall recite the pledge of office. After I have concluded, if you are willing to accept this pledge, you will so affirm. In the presence of the officers and members here assembled, solemnly and faithfully promise and declare that I will be loyal and true to the Fraternal Order of Eagles, and I will exemplarily obey the rules and regulations of the Grand Airy and of this Grand Auxiliary, that I will use my best endeavors to build up this beloved sisterhood and to promote its benign influence, and that I will be steadfast and true in keeping my obligation as an officer of this Grand Auxiliary. To the faithful and the performance of all I pledge my most sacred honor and call upon these members to witness. My sisters, if you accept this pledge, you will now repeat after me. I do accept this pledge.
I do accept this pledge.
And I will observe it.
And I will observe it.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You may be seated.
Installing secretaries, past Grand Worthy President Creighton Thurman and past Grand Madam President Helen Pointer. You will call the names of those who have been elected by the delegates to serve as the officers of the Grand Airy and the Grand Auxiliary for the fraternal year 2020-2021. Grand officers, as your name is called, you will come forward and be vested with your badge of office, and then return to your place and be seated. Please be sure that when you get your badge, and stand so that people can take your picture.
Junior past, Grand Madam President, Gloria Williams.
Junior past, Grand Worthy President, Ronald Malls.
We're doing the president's last, right?
That'd be a good idea.
Grand Madam President-elect Brenda Garish.
Grand Worthy President-elect Brian Rogers.
Grand Madam Vice President Elaine Regi.
Grand Worthy Vice President Rick Powell.
Grand Madam Chaplain Rebecca Pelkey.
Grand Worthy Chaplain Danny Jones.
Grand Madam Secretary Annie Taylor.
Grand Worthy Secretary Charles K. Chuck Cunningham.
You'll do all the justices. Grand Madam Treasurer Arlene Giacomozzi.
Grand Treasurer Dr. Jim West.
Grand Madam Conductor D. Threadgill.
Grand Worthy Conductor William Bill Stocko.
Grand Madam Inside Guard Tara Florentine.
Grand Inside Guard Ray Measle.
Grand Madam Outside Guard Heather Callahan.
Grand Outside Guard Robert Crucis.
Grand Madam Trustee Becky Wilson.
Grand Trustee Charles L. Chuck Weber. The list is different. Poor preparation.
Grand Madam Trustee Kim Haitzik.
Grand Trustee Peter Akers.
Grand Madam Trustee Mary Gutierrez.
Grand Trustee David Wooster.
Grand Trustee Holly Nemi.
Grand Trustee Norman John Boyd. Grand Justices, Chief Justice Ronald Pulling, Justice John Toby, Justice Stephen L. Silvestro, Justice Robert S. Robbie Wilson, Justice David L. Crow,
My brothers and sisters, it is my great honor and privilege to announce Grand Madam President Jackie Marble.
And brothers, it is with great pride, privilege, and honor that I can bring to you our grand, worthy president from the North, David Smith.
Installing Grand Conductor, in the belief that the Grand Area is chosen well and wisely, please declare the Grand Area officers duly installed in their respective position for the ensuing term.
By the authority of the Grand Worthy President, in the name of liberty, truth, justice, and equality, and in the belief that this Grand Area has chosen well and wisely, I proclaim each of the Grand Area officers duly installed in his respective position for the ensuing term.
Installing Madam Conductor. In the belief that the auxiliary is chosen well and wisely, please declare the Grand Auxiliary officers duly installed in their respective positions for the ensuing term.
By the authority of the Grand Madam President, and for home, for country, and for God, I proclaim each of the officers of this Grand Auxiliary duly and legally installed for the ensuing term.
Installing Grand Conductors, you will please escort the Grand Madam President and the Grand Worthy President to the rostrum. To you and your new international presidents, we now entrust you with, oh, wait a minute, better get them up here first.
Which one do you want? Both of them?
I got my mask on.
You want both of them? That's one, Mike.
No, I'm just reading them this is on paper. To you and your new international president, we now entrust you with the gavels, the emblem of authority, as the Grand Worthy President of the Fraternal Order of Eagles, and the Grand Madam President of the Ladies Auxiliary to the Fraternal Order of Eagles. So I guess you both get them.
We wish you and your associate grand officers success in your great responsibilities. We confidently look down upon you to a successful and harmonious year under your leadership. It will be the privilege of all members of this great order to follow devotedly as you direct us in your ever-progressive movement of the aid to mankind.
When the final gavel has fallen upon this convention, I know you and other new installed Grand Area officers will leave this hall with the firm determination to make the incoming year outstanding for the one that you, and when you relinquish your duties, you may point to this with pride and successful administration. The Grand Installing Conductors will escort the newly international presidents to the seat at their left and present the Junior Past Worthy President and the Junior Past Madam President to this station. I've never seen this before. Where's that pad?
Would past Grand Madam President, Past Morton, please come forward?
Junior Past Grand Worthy President Ron, it is my distinct pleasure to present you with your past Grand Area pin and proudly wear it with honor.
Thank you, Mike.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
You can talk.
No, thank you. And like I've been saying all week here, thank you for everyone, for everything you did. God bless.
Pat, please come forward.
Junior past Grand Madam President Gloria, my lovely sister who I have known for many, many years, absolutely delightful sister, it is my pleasure and honor to present to you your past Grand Madam President's pin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything?
Thank you. God bless you all.
Newly installed Grand Madam President, would you please come forward? Yeah. Okay, it's all yours.
It's all mine. Grand Madam President Jackie, it's just such an honor. That's all I've got to say. I have something up here that somebody did ask me to give to you, though. So I'm going to present this to you, okay, before you go forth and you talk. But I know that she's going to have a phenomenal year, and she's going to be one great leader, so I'll let you have your podium.
Thank you. It's beware of attack flamingos. There's a lot of them in this room. Whoever did this, I will get even. First and foremost, I can't even explain how I feel right now. It's been such an interesting trip this year. You know, our trip around the sun, I don't know if we just should skip 2020 and let's go into 2021. But I am so proud to be a member of the Ladies Auxiliary, the Fraternal Order of Eagles. First of all, I'd like to make some introductions and some thank yous. And I hope you all have a drink. I may be up here a while. First of all, I'd like to introduce and present my husband, Thomas Marble, past Four Corners Regional President. It was about 14 years ago when he was, well, 2005, he was regional president with Katie Zebo. And I didn't know if he might want to go to Grand. I thought he should. He would have made a fantastic Grand Officer. But he said no, he didn't really have that desire, but he thought I should go. And at the time I said, "Are you nuts?" I guess he was. I'd like to introduce my brother, Kelly Dale. He lives here in Reno. Would you please stand? I'd like to present and introduce my best friend. I think it's 44 or 45 years, and her husband, Mary Love Jacobs and Warren Jacobs. Thank you for coming. I'd like to also thank Sunny Slope 2957 for all you do and for all you do for Eagledom. I'd like to thank Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, our WOW, which is our way out west, Four Corners, and Western regions, which is California and Nevada. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know I heard you screaming out there earlier. My installing team, my bestest friend in the Eagles. I have to always say in the Eagles because my other bestest friend says, wait, I'm your bestest friend. But Penny Skinner and I have been friends since day one when we both were installed in Reno, and we're back again. Thank you so much for being my installing president, or chairman. Gloria Mason, you and my husband belong to the same club. I love you anyway. She's also been an inspiration, and thank you so much. Helen Poner, thank you so much for being our secretary tonight, and you know I love you. You did a great job when you were up here, and I knew I would have you on my installing team. Althea Lane. Thank you, Madam Conductor. You did a great job. Don't get her on the phone. She'll keep you there for 2 hours. I'd like special thank you to our flag carrier, Frank Drozdowski, Osborne 2843. My escort team,
Doug Skansen, Sharon Roser, John Usher, Lynn McKee, Ken Whitlock, Bev Whitlock, Sean Pearson, and Kelly Matson. Also, Larry and Patty Bushling, who absconded to the wrong side. Don't hate me. Well, that's why we had all of you, Dave's escort team and mine escort both of us, because we are a team. We're very appreciative of what we have, what we're going to do, and we hope you'll all be there for us. I'd like to thank the door guards and the reception guards, everyone who's had a hand tonight. Thank you so much. I'm sure I'll forget somebody. Right now, I'm going to name my family, my Eagle family. I'm going to do my Father of the Year first. I've known him for some time. First time I met him, we've had some interesting conversations about the Eagles. He's always been such a supporter of mine. I was very surprised that, you know, he's always been on my, he calls me pal, so I think he knows who it is. Doug Skansen. And I have a stepfather. This gentleman has always been a good friend of mine as well. He is so much for the auxiliary. And there's been times that I was kind of down in the dumps, and he likes to send Facebook messages. So, Mr. John Toby, you are my stepfather. Thank you. John, I have your gift for you. Doug, you already have yours on, your tie. Do you like it? I have a special angel mother. I have two, actually. One is Frances Smith, the late wife of Dave, and Cleo Gillespie. I know Frances is here with us tonight in spirit, Dave, and she was such a good person, and I miss her. I also have a fairy godmother, because every girl needs a fairy godmother. And this lady has helped me all 12 years. She's sold lots of candy bars. And when you give her a job, she does it perfectly. So Bobby Drzwnowski, thank you so much. I have a special family. Frank and Bobby Drzwnowski, Brian and Colleen Rogers, Penny and Bob Lee, Patty and Larry Bushling, Carrie, Ken, George, that's why I couldn't read it, just George. George and Beverly Whitlock, Doug and Sharon Skansen, Don and Nancy Rape, Fred and Barbara Wilson, Sean Pearson, John Usher, and Lynn McKee. You are my special family. Let's see if I forgot anything, page 2. I will be doing my mother in just a few minutes. Right now, though, I have a little something special. A little something special to the new Grand Airy president, Dave Smith. Hondo, are you out there? Hit it. You can come up here.
This time I know what I want.
Listen to the song.
Last time I forgot. Everybody pay attention. This time I call the shot. This time I told myself I'd rather do it than not. Though it's an awkward position, this time I call the shots. This time I call the shots. This time I call the shots. This time I call the...
All right, Sean, hurry up.
This time I call the shots. I speak up.
Dave, I was reading. What are you doing? It's right, it's right. Thank you. You're silly. So, Dave, take your shot. You know, I was reading not too long ago about the Scottish people. And did you know that they are quite contrary to the whole world? So, Dave, here's to you as good as you are. Here's to me as bad as I am. But as good as you are and bad as I am, I'm as good as you are.
Slange.
Oh, I needed that. Take that back. And Thomas, could you come up here with me? No. It won't fit. Can you have the envelope? This side.
You can tell who dressed him.
I didn't dress him, I just put the envelope. Tom and I just wanted to start your year, so we have $300 to your special project.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No, that does deserve a kiss. Mwah. The heck with COVID. Hide the glass.
Yeah, hide the glass. We're Eagles, they all drink.
Cheers. Cheers.
Even me, who doesn't. Thank you. You can go sit down now. Yes, dear. I'm just going to leave you with a little something, because that's what I do. Oh, got to get to the top. Who would have thought just a few months ago that our world would be so changed? Dave and I were on a fast track. We had very encouraging and inspiring ISPs, which is the incoming president's and membership meeting. And we had them from both of our countries. The Grand Convention was looking like it would be one of the largest in some time. Then the world turned sideways. Grand Convention was first canceled, then Reno came to our rescue. I now have friends and family not able to attend this installation. I was very disappointed and sad. I was having a conversation with God about this situation, and I was feeling really sorry for myself. After a few minutes, I got an answer from God, and apparently, it's not all about me. So I pulled up my big girl panties and decided to shoulder on. What a coincidence. Tom and my first Grand Convention together was here in Reno in 2005. I was installed as Grand Madam Outside Guard in 2009 in Reno. And after a year's sabbatical in 2015 and 16, I was installed as Grand Madam Conductor, again in Reno. Now, I'm installed as Grand Madam President in 2020-21. I'm profoundly proud of this organization and what we stand for. I am also extremely proud of our auxiliaries, our exceptional leaders, dedicated women who have inspired others. They've worked hard, shared their knowledge, their talents and friendships. They know that it takes the right person at the right time and the right place to bring us together, to make us stronger. We are all a part of the Fraternal Order of Eagles by virtue of our offices, grand, regional, state, provincial, locals, district, zones, and conferences. We as leaders represent all of our members to speak on its behalf, to inform and to inspire others. It is important that we all speak with a clear and true voice. I remember being at my first grand meeting as a grand officer. I was counseled to listen and not to speak. Well, obviously that didn't happen.
We must listen, we must observe. We use our voices to lead with wisdom. We must let everyone share their views, suggestions, questions, and feel comfortable doing so. Our core beliefs are for home, for country, and for God. Liberty, truth, justice, and equality. It is the cornerstone of our organization, as well as our country. Our values, our purpose, our foundation, our calling, that is our covenant. We must remember that leadership is a privilege, not a right. Leaders, you must lead with integrity, define your values, discover your passions, uncover your purpose. We must work harder and smarter to keep our auxiliaries. We still see the value in having aries and auxiliaries. The impact of two groups working separately and jointly bring a shared commitment to this organization. It also brings a shared responsibility as well. Our partnerships with the Aries should be seen as mutually supportive as we contribute equally, share valuable skills while working shoulder to shoulder, side by side. We cannot be less than the sum of our parts. We can rise to a place of greatness because of the sheer determination of our membership, our powerful inner drive to make a difference. God created the world, but the Fraternal Order of Eagles has the opportunity to make it a better place as we live by the words of our founders to make human life more desirable by lessening its ills and promoting peace, prosperity, gladness, and hope. Believing is just the beginning. Where I come from, community is who we are. Charity is what we do. Where everyone knows your name. And I leave you with this. Perhaps wisdom isn't in realizing how small I am, but how big we are together. Thank you and God bless. Stay safe and stay well.
Brothers, before we bring the brothers and sisters, I should say, before we bring the Grand Worthy President up, a couple of things we've got to take care of. Before that, past Grand Worthy President Ron Maltz, would you please come forward again? Jim Roberts. Ron, I didn't have this at the time when you were here the first time. It says, past Grand Worthy President Certificate, the Fraternal Order of Eagles. It says, this is to certify that Ronald W. Maltz of Faribault, Minnesota, occupied the office of Grand Worthy President of the Fraternal Order of Eagles during the year ending 2019-2020, and that he guided the affairs of the Grand Area with loyalty and success in accordance with the laws of the Grand Area. Therefore, the members of the Fraternal Order of Eagles now officially vest him with the title of past Grand Worthy President and bestows upon him with all the honors and privileges incumbent upon him for him having served and given his time and efforts in promoting the influence of the Fraternal Order of Eagles. In witness of the title of honor bestowed upon him, this distinguished member of the Grand Area Fraternal Order of Eagles, I do hereby set my hand and seal this 23rd day of July, 2020, signed Grand Secretary Chuck Cunningham. Ron, congratulations to you.
Mike.
Oh, excuse me. I got to get a picture first.
Okay, better do the photo op. Oh, wrong way.
Ron, I'd like to present to you your plaque with all the officers that served with you this year, and I'm sure you'll find some place to hang it at.
I'm sure we will. Okay. Yeah, just one word. I had a great set of officers to work with this year, And I just want to leave with one word. My wife Maureen and I'd like to leave the words of one of our Hall of Fame entertainers, that it was his theme. Thanks for the memories.
Congratulations. I don't know where the gold part is, but we'll get it for you. I'll find you something. Okay, at this time, will Junior Past Grand Madam President Gloria Williams please come forward?
Past Grand Madam President's Certificate. Grand Airy, Grand Auxiliary, Fraternal Order of Eagles. This is to certify that Gloria E. Williams of Tigard, Oregon, occupied the office of Grand Madam President of the Grand Auxiliary of the Fraternal Order of Eagles during the year 2019-2020, and that she guided the affairs of this Grand Auxiliary with loyalty and success in accordance with its laws and the laws of the Grand Airy Fraternal Order of Eagles. Therefore, the Grand Airy of the Fraternal Order of Eagles now officially vests her with the title of Past Grand Madam President and bestows upon her this honor with the complete authority and rights of this position for having given of her time and effort in promoting the influence of the Fraternal Order of Eagles. In witness of the title and honor bestowed upon this member by the Grand Airy Fraternal Order of Eagles, I do hereunto set my hand and seal this 23rd day of July, 2020. Charles Cunningham, Grand Secretary. Congratulations, my friend. And, okay. Turn the plaque around.
Turn this around.
Okay, one more thing.
Just a minute. I would like the sisters to know that, yes, I received this, but sisters, without you, it wouldn't have happened. So thank you very much.
Gloria, this is the plaque that you can hang on your wall proudly, and it lists the Grand Auxiliary officers that served with you in 2019 and 2020. They were very proud of you. You've done an outstanding job. I want you to cherish this.
I will. That one, I will.
Got it? Here, you can get there. You got it? Yeah. Okay, oh well, here you go. Okay, now let me put this back. Do you want to say anything else?
And again, sisters, I have you to thank. Thank you.
My brothers and sisters, will you please rise and help me congratulate the new installed Grand Worthy President to the podium, Dave Smith. It's all yours, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. Who would have thunk? I'll tell you, 10 years ago, there was a brother who was nominated by the nominating committee to run for the position of outside guard. There was another brother who was nominated from the floor, and another brother who was nominated from the floor. Little did we know, 10 years ago, the one that was nominated by the nominating committee and myself would get our butts kicked by the brother, Ron Maltz. And to make that even better still, the sequence now goes Brother Ron Maltz, Brother Dave Smith, and Brother Brian Rogers, the three of us that started in 2010 to work our way through this position to be your Grand Worthy President. At this time, I'd like to thank my install team, great friend, and brother from Calgary, Alberta, also in Canada, and an Englishman, Brother John Potter. My installing conductor, who I've known for many years, but really the first year I really got to know him, I think it was maybe his installation, when he invited Francis and I over to meet Pat and the rest of his family at the back of the hall. And that's Brother Jim Roberts. Thank you very much, Jim. And of course, last but not least, well, not last, I'll go the other way first. Another great friend of mine who had to step in at the last minute to fill in for the secretary because, unfortunately, our borders are kind of closed. And even if you can fly down here like I did, if you go home, you've got to be stuck in the house for 2 weeks, and they check up on you. But Brother Creighton Thurman from the Sunshine area, Vermilion, and the brother who didn't know till he got here, but I'd known for a year what he was going to do, the brother from the farthest north area in the jurisdiction, 1037, Fairbanks, Alaska, Brother Gene Hansen, who was your chaplain. Now I've got to go to the names here. Get everybody right for the escort team. Just because Jackie screwed me up. She stole 2 of mine. Oh, see, I'm on her side. I had a whole team from throughout the jurisdiction. I had them from Michigan, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. But unfortunately, half of them couldn't make it, mostly because of the COVID. So I'd like to really start by thanking the ones that did fill in. That's Sister Robin Parks, Brother Larry Boschling, Sister Patty Boschling. I really do thank you very much for what you did. But before we really get there, I really would like to thank my flag bearer, Steve Welcher, the only other Canadian member that made it from the area. Thank you, Steve. And before I get into the rest of the team, I will say the coordinator for the escort team and for this installation, Sister Joni Clitt. Thank you very much. Trail 2838, British Columbia. Now, for the ones I do know, Sister Susie Crow, sorry, Sister Susie Ashmore, duh. Brother Dave Andrews from Washington State, Puyallup. Sister Susie Cant, Brother Tim Cant from Pendleton 28, Brother Keith Erdman, who he changed areas on me, so I can't tell you his area number now, but he's from Michigan. 4076, thank you. Did I forget anybody there? I get them all? Boy, am I good. I'm not good for much, but I'm good for some things. I would like to get, before I do anything else, I want to get Sister Jackie back up here. Because there's something very special in our hearts here. I would like to name my granddaddy mother, but I won't name it. I'll ask Sister Jackie to name our granddaddy mother.
It's Helen Little from Penticton, Canada.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
I have Brother Bill. Well, just come on up just now. I need you up here. Sister Helen is my mother, and my father is is going to be John Clitt from Trail 2838. Nadia goes out to Sister June.
Sister June.
Yeah.
Then you want me
then
back?
Then you'll come back, yeah.
Ah.
Just come up to you, though.
So you want me to go now?
I want you to go now.
Oh.
Please take that to the wife of Brother John, Sister Joan. While Bill's doing that, I will deviate a little bit. I had full hopes of having the family that I have in Canada here this weekend and today for the installation. My daughter Audrey, but as I say, none of them could make it because of the COVID. They all are working people, and for them to come down to America, which they could have done, would have meant a mandatory quarantine of 2 weeks when they went home. So none of them could afford to take that much time off their work without losing their jobs. So I'll let me just first, let's just say my daughter, Audrey Smith, my granddaughter, Carrie, her better half and partner, Craig, my other granddaughter, Nicole, and her significant other half, Matt, my two grandsons, one is Jonathan, the other one is Jacob, and his significant other half, Michaela, and the two gems that I really hoped were going to be here, my great-granddaughter, who just turned 3 years old, Berkeley, and the newest arrival, which is Carrie's daughter. The other one is Nicole and Matt. Carrie's and Craig's daughter, Emma, who is now 7 months old. And I haven't seen her yet. And I really was hoping they could be here so I could see them. So that is the family I have. And I just wanted to do that because I know we're on YouTube and I know they're going to be watching me tonight. So I want them to hear that. I have an honorary, well, honorary? I would call him honorary father and a very honorary mother. They're both from Okanagan, and I'd like to tell you who they are, Mike and Jean Searles. That's for Jean, that's for Mike. I also have an angel or two. Did they say stop your feet? Francis, who was and always will be the love of my life. Who passed away the 31st of March, 2019. And my son, David, who left this world on April the 4th, 2001. Again, a year I was installed. These are going to be our guardian angels. I know they're looking down on us with a warm heart, and I know they'll keep us safe this year. I would now like to really thank everyone who helped me get here. And that would be Oregon. Please stand. That would be Washington. Please stand. Alaska. Please stand. And the two from British Columbia, stand up and be recognized. Nope. Without the Pacific Northwest and British Columbia, and especially Penticton 4281, which is my adopted home. It's my dual area. That's where I live now. And without two very special friends in Penticton, I'd be amiss and I'd get a kick in the butt if I didn't mention their names. I've got to thank Sister Cindy Smith and Brother Kit Chamberlain for the work that they did for me for the past 10 years to get me to this position. and the rest of the brothers and sisters in Penticton 4281 who supported me. I thank you all. Jackie, I think I need you up here. Yeah. Unlike you, I'm too cheap to buy a card.
I didn't buy it.
And I tried to get that train to railroad you here. But instead of all that, I managed to find a couple of little birdies to bring something for you.
Uh-oh.
Are these little birdies any place in the house?
Don't forget Brenda.
Where you were at?
Give her money.
Oh, money too. Money.
As I said, I'm a cheap Scotsman. You only get $200 for your charity, darling. But you'll work on me the rest of the year. And before I do anything else, I really must, because as I say, I was kind of an emotional part by mentioning Frances' name. And I hope you all got her pin. Well, not her pin, the pin that Sister Pam Boyd designed for me and Brother J.C. Powell got made for me. But I would really like to introduce my very special friend and partner, Brenda Craig. Oh, wait a minute.
Am I done?
No.
Don't take anything.
Excuse me a minute while I dig deep down here. Oh, you don't want the wallet?
Yeah, I'll take the wallet. I don't know where it's been.
Something very safe. This is for you, Jackie.
Oh, what's
from
this?
myself.
Oh, that is beautiful. A heart with a crown. I always wanted to be the princess, because then I have something to look forward to. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. You know, I don't have to say nothing else because Jackie said it all. She really did. You know, I'm not one of the ones that walk up and say ditto, but this time it really is. She did a wonderful job in what she said to you there. But I will say this much. I do thank each and every one of you. Everyone in here, I know you're all great eagles, whether you be a brother or a sister. And I am the biggest supporter of the sisters. They are the ones that really are our backbone. And they do just about everything for us. And they never ask for anything in return. I know we'll have a great year. We'll get through this COVID. Our areas and auxiliaries are going to open back up fully. Our cities and towns are going to open back up fully. And our members are going to get back to work again. So as we can do what we do best, raise funds for the charities. I think I'm going to end on that note, brothers and sisters. I just thank you for getting me here, and I thank you for supporting me, and I'm so happy to be here.
Reception?
No, I forgot two things. The most important thing of all, Sean, who was the piper, did he not do an awesome job? Here he is right here. And I hate to tell you people in California and Nevada, Lake Tahoe has moved to Scotland, because I read his card today. And it's Sean from Loch Tahoe. The only place you get a loch is in Scotland. And I will say he will be piping us off the stage tonight on our way to the reception, which will be in the, what do you call it? Game On room. Jackie and I will leave. The officers will leave, but we're not holding anyone else back. When the officers start to leave by the side doors here, everyone else can leave the installation here and make their way down to the Game On room. I will ask you to be courteous, because there's only room for I believe it's 96 people in there at a time, and there's about 400 maybe 400 and change of us here. So come on down, have a drink on Jackie and I, have a snack to eat. But please, after you do that, move on so as the other brothers and sisters can come in and join us as well. I thank you all for being here, and isn't it great to be an Eagle?
This concludes the installation of the newly elected officers. Would you please allow them to escort the room out first and then follow them to the, what's that called? Game On bar. Thank you again, everybody.
Brothers and sisters, please stay seated until our officers exit the room. Please stay seated until our officers exit the room. Where are they going? That way?
Oh, there's those papers. Who they belong to?
Please stay seated. Please stay seated until our officers have left the room. Once they leave the room and we have the rest of you leave, you will be handed a drink ticket as you exit the ballroom, so don't leave early. Officers and guests up front. Also, if you have not signed the guest book when you entered, please sign the guest book before you leave. Officers and family, please. All right, let's give it a few more minutes, please. All right, once the officers have exited, they're able to get down to game on. When you leave the ballroom through this door, you'll be handed a drink ticket. That is good at game on. It is also good at the sports bar. As Grand Worthy President Dave said, we have limited capacity. So please keep the 6-foot distancing. Go in, grab a drink, a snack, say your congratulations, and then exit so that the rest of us can get in and do the same. Thank you. Please remember on the way down to keep your social distancing, as well as on the casino floor. We don't want to get the hotel in a jam.